Hey Kids Club kids, happy summer. I hope that you've enjoyed your time away from schoolwork and that y'all have been having some fun. My name is Miss Sarah, and this summer I want to share with you a really cool story from the Bible. This summer, our PowerHouse story is Jesus Calms the Storm. Have you ever been afraid of anything? Maybe airplanes, thunderstorms, spiders, roller coasters, the ocean, coronavirus? There are plenty of things to be afraid of. But our story today shows us that Jesus is in control over all things. And that when we know that he is in control over all things and that he is God, we don't have to be afraid. So, let's start our story today. Our story is from the book of Luke in chapter 8, verses 22 through 39. After finishing a long day of teaching from the boat, Jesus told the disciples to row to the other side of the lake. As they set off, Jesus laid down in the boat to rest and soon fell asleep on a cushion. Suddenly, a terrible windstorm blew in. Without any warning, the wind began turning up the water, creating waves so high that they crashed over the boat. The boat started filling with water. The disciples were afraid. They woke up Jesus and they said, "We're going to die, Jesus. Do you even care?" Right away, Jesus stood up and rebuked the wind and the sea. He said, "Peace, be still." As soon as Jesus spoke those words, the storm stopped and the fierce winds were gone. There wasn't the slightest bit of breeze, and the sea was calm and quiet as a mirror. Then Jesus turned to the disciples and said, "Where is your faith?" He asked the disciples. They had been afraid of the wind, but now they were in awe of Jesus. They were experiencing what the Bible calls the fear of the Lord. They asked each other, "Who is this man that even the wind and the waves obey him?" Isn't this time kind of crazy and scary like that storm? And aren't we just like the disciples in that boat? When surprising and scary things happen, like the coronavirus, we're often left feeling afraid, worried, and maybe even panicked like the disciples in the boat. But what does this story show us about Jesus? Was Jesus afraid too? Was he running around the boat wondering what to do? No. In fact, he was asleep. So the story not only shows us that Jesus was perfectly in control of the situation and could calm it in an instant, but it shows us that he is God. Jesus created all things, even the scary things, and he is in control of all things. He created all things, and all things hold together in him, the Bible tells us. He created the sea and the waves, and he controls the sea and the waves. He created the earth, and he controls the earth and everything that happens in it. So, when it feels like things are getting scary or uncertain, remember the disciples in that storm, and remember that Jesus was and is perfectly in control. He is God. Remind yourself that all things are held together by Jesus, that there is nothing that catches him by surprise and nothing he can't control. So that's all for our story today. I hope it encourages you this summer, and I hope you get a chance to talk about it. We love y'all, and we can't wait to see you again soon.